Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right guys, so let's get into it. Today we're talking about a couple that we haven't spoken about in quite some time, almost 2 years now since the last time that we spoke about Memphis Speaks from the USA and Hamza from Tunisia, who now lives in the USA, lives in Chicago, and has lived there for quite some time after he split up from Memphis Speaks. Now, today's video is, there's a few parts to it. So we're going to talk about Memphis going on Instagram to talk about marriage immigration fraud, which is basically what she's accusing Hamza of committing. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what exactly happened between these two, since it's been a while since we spoke about them. So how did they break up? Is Hamza allowed to see his daughter with Memphis, and all of that information? So let's get right into it. Now, first off, we're just going to take a quick look at this article right here from In Touch that talks about how Hamza broke his silence after divorce from Memphis Speaks. Now, speaking his truth, Hamza broke his silence 2 months after In Touch confirmed that his divorce from ex-wife Memphis Speaks was finalized. He said, "Sometimes distance is respect," Hamza, 26, shared via his Instagram stories. And this was a few months ago, earlier in the year. And this was a night out that he had at that moment in time. And you could see the caption right here. And I guess he is hinting here that distance from Memphis is, means that he is respecting her. And the Tunisian native has been relatively quiet on social media after In Touch broke the news in February that the former TV couple's divorce was finalized in October of 2022. Now, while the 90 Day Fiancé alums appeared to be one of the strongest couple by the season 5 tell-all, filmed in January of 2022, the mom of three, 35, revealed her breakup from Hamza in March of 2022 when she shared a photo of herself using a breast pump. And then she said at that moment that breastfeeding, breast pumping mamas, it doesn't stop because we work, it doesn't stop so we can sleep, and it definitely doesn't stop so we can play, the Michigan native wrote alongside the photo. She subtly revealed her relationship status by adding the hashtag single mom life. Now, since announcing their split, Hamza and Memphis have been in a heated custody battle for their daughter, who is named Kiori Love Mokni. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's Kiori or Kiori. I think it's Kiori. You guys will let me know in the comment section if I'm mispronouncing that. Hamza first hinted at an estrangement from his daughter in June of 2022 when he revealed that he was spending his first Father's Day alone. And he said at that moment that today is Father's Day and it would be the first Father's Day with my daughter. We should be celebrating together. I don't know when I will see her. Every day I miss her. Today should be special, but all I can do is patiently wait to see her again. Now, Hamza had been living in Chicago and traveling back and forth for their custody hearings. Hamza's sister Rawia was the first to seemingly confirm that her brother in Memphis had not been seeing eye to eye when it came to the visitation of their daughter following their breakup. "I want to know something. Is it normal in America when someone ignored a judge's ruling? Because in Tunisia, this exposes us to penalties," she wrote. "My brother suffers a lot and did not give up on seeing his daughter. Although the judge allowed him to visit, she prevents him and does not send us a picture or a video of her." After the couple's divorce was finalized in October of 2022, a major bombshell was revealed during the divorce proceedings was that Hamza requested a paternity test for their daughter. And this was a big talking point when we were doing the videos here on the channel about this couple, when they were on the show. This was a big talking point. A lot of people believed that because the timeline was so short between when Memphis went to Tunisia, she basically had sexy time right away with Hamza, basically demanded it, almost forced it upon him. And a lot of people gave her heat for that. But the time was very, very short between when she went there, had sexy time a few times with Hamza, and then announced her pregnancy. So people believe that perhaps it was her ex's, her ex's child, and that she was trying to go to Tunisia basically as a way to kind of trap this man Hamza into being a father for her child that she might have had with somebody else. This ended up not being true. It ended up, the ruling basically said that Hamza is liable to pay child support for Kiori, which basically confirms that he is indeed the father. Now, let's take a look at what is going on with Memphis today. So this was what happened, basically a bit of a summary here, so to speak. So now we're going to go and see what exactly Memphis is saying, and let's take a quick listen right here because she just posted it not that long ago.
And so many more risk factors that one needs to be able to have that information to make sure they're making the right decision. And when children are involved, that is where I, as a mother, need to stand up and talk about those things that I have experienced and also what others have experienced over the couple of decades. Now, to let you know, I will not be speaking about any details regarding my actual lived experiences, as I need to preserve the evidence that I have for the right people. But this is the start to bringing awareness. Hi, my name is Memphis, and many may know me from a role that I played on a television show. What I'm here to talk about is immigration marriage fraud. It is something that I've had to deal with and is still continuing to deal with for the last couple of years now. I feel like there is not enough awareness out there and not enough support for people going through these situations. And when I speak about immigration marriage fraud, I'm not speaking about anyone based on their religion, their ethnicity, their culture. None of those things matter to me. What matters to me is the intent behind someone marrying an individual. And the reason why immigration marriage fraud needs to be spoken about is because there's so much complex things that happen, and so many more risk factors that one needs to be able to have that information to make sure they're making the right decision. And when children are involved, that is where I, as a mother, need to stand up and talk about those things that I have experienced and also what others have experienced.
So I'm just going to stop it right there. So you guys kind of heard what she's saying there, which is basically that she wants to be, from what I understand here, she wants to be a bit of a spokesperson of immigration fraud. And this is what this video is about. So it's not super long, and she doesn't really touch on any details. Let's take a look at what she wrote here in the caption. She says, immigration marriage fraud has been going on for decades. Many victims have been targets of ridicule for being fooled, causing them to deal with their struggles silently on their own. Unfortunately, individuals usually lack sympathy for others until they have been personally negatively impacted. There isn't enough awareness and support for individuals who are going through the complexities of immigration marriage fraud. That's why awareness is so important. Over the last couple of years, I felt it was imperative for me to turn my pain into purpose. Please be respectful and kind. Everyone has their story. And then she also goes to post some links here that you can click on to some YouTube channels, about this topic, even one about immigration marriage fraud in Canada. And then she also adds here that this post is to bring awareness. Forget what you think you know. You have no idea. If the post doesn't apply to you and learning from others' experiences isn't for you, then I respect that. This post is for people who want to learn without feeling shame, to gain a better understanding or outlook. I no longer care about public opinion. What I care about is telling people like me that it's not your fault and you're not alone. And she does have some support here. I support you 100%. I love your personal story. I'm sorry that you had to go through this. Speak your truth, and so on and so forth. But the issue here is that she's not really giving many details. She's not really saying anything. And so somebody says here, what experience? Awareness of what? This person says, after watching your story, you helped my friend. She was dating someone overseas, was going to bring him here, but after seeing what you went through, she decided to pause the process with him. She dated him a little longer and realized there was more to him than just wanting to be with her. So she is reaching some people here, but like I said, I think the issue, at least for me, is that I'm not exactly sure how you're, raising awareness if you were not really giving many details, like what's the immigration fraud? Like, how did Hamza fraud you? Now, she says that she doesn't want to give too many details because the case is ongoing and she wants to reserve those details, I'm guessing, for the court and for the lawyers. And I respect that. But then at the same time, if you're not willing to really give us the story, then how exactly do you plan to raise awareness? It doesn't really make any sense. Like, if you're going to go on Instagram and pretend like you're the spokesperson for immigration marriage fraud, okay, fine, but let's see the details. You can't just come on there and then, do this video where you're not really giving any information, but you're just saying, just trust me, just believe me, I went through it, but I can't really tell you anything. That doesn't make much sense to me. You guys will let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Also, I'll ask you guys, do you think, based on the information that we know, do you think that Hamza committed marriage fraud? Because, a lot of people believe that Memphis went there, got pregnant in record time, basically almost trapped Hamza in this relationship. She's also older than he is and also had kids and should have been more responsible and should have known better, but basically did everything in record time, got married to Hamza, got pregnant, got the kid, and then brought him over to the U.S. without even really knowing who he was. She acted like she was an immature, 16-year-old and said she's a 35-year-old woman, but really was not acting that way on the show. And then she brings this guy over and she doesn't really like who he is, I guess. She doesn't really, appreciate him. She wants to break up right away. And not only that, but she also wants to prevent him from seeing his daughter as well. Because I remember when we were doing those videos, she did allege that Hamza perhaps was bad. And at one point, we did a video where she didn't give too much information, but she was comparing Hamza to Jeffrey Paschal, which is it's a shocking accusation, even if it wasn't like a direct comparison. She didn't say that, oh, he did this like Jeffrey. She was just kind of subtly throwing it out there, but that's just not something that you do lightly. And so I think that's when she lost a lot of respect from people, because she was putting all these big accusations out there without providing much proof, and people started to not believe Memphis, and people started to really side with Hamza as a result of her own actions. And let's take a quick look at what's going on Reddit, and this is what people are saying. This is what this is how people are seeing it here. So, newsflash: this is for males and females. Stop going overseas trying to marry these attractive people and thinking that they won't use you. She only wanted the D from a Middle Eastern guy, and she found out the truth. Not bashing woman, but there are more than enough of these older perverted men thinking that a 20-year-old woman from Asia wants them. Newsflash: most of these people want a ticket to America. There's over 300 million people here in the U.S. Why do you need to go overseas to find someone, given all the cultural, religious, and the big elephant in the room opportunity for them to use money and get a green card? So, that's what this person says. But then people in the comments say, well, she's the one who begged and basically threatened a Tunisian idiot to move here with her or break up after she got herself pregnant with him in less than a month. She's the problem. Hamza is dumb as a bag of rocks. He's not plotting anything. Maybe if she didn't demand sex and get pregnant within the first week of meeting each other, this wouldn't have been a problem for her, somebody else says. Isn't she a nurse practitioner or something? That's concerning behavior, to be honest. And the D doesn't even seem to be all that worth the trouble, recalling her explicit dissatisfaction, because if I remember correctly, supposedly Hamza couldn't last a second the first time that they got intimate. So it might have not been worth it. Who knows? It seemed to me like she was a driving force in progressing the relationship, not Hamza, who otherwise seemed very passive in all of this. She's the one pushing for sex and marriage, and she got herself pregnant after basically one night. So it's a question of who was using who in that relationship. So that's kind of how people view this thing. Now, also recently, Hamza did post something because he missed. So their daughter is now 2 years old. And he posted something. It's a little heartbreaking. So we don't know the full details. And Memphis, basically, if we read between the lines, because she's not saying this outright, but if we read between the lines, she's basically saying, trust me, this guy is way worse than you can imagine. He's abusive and all that stuff is kind of what the accusations are. At least that's what I'm understanding. But she's not really being upfront about the details, so it's hard for us to really make a judgment on it because she's not providing the information. But that's her stance. He's way worse than you guys think. Oh, he looks like a nice guy and everything, but trust me, Memphis, that he's way worse than that. So this is what he posted not that long ago. So no more relationship with American woman. And he says, today, my little princess completed the new year. Happy birthday. On this day, God gave me the most precious thing in my life. My daughter, every year, you are a source of light in our lives every year, and you are the sunshine of every morning for me. I want you to know that your father loves you more than anything else. I want to see you and hug you, even if only for a few seconds. I will keep trying for that, my dear. I love you with all my heart. And this was a birthday wish for his daughter, Kiori Love Mokni, who was born in October of 2021. So he's kind of, heartbroken. And basically, he said that as a result of his completely disastrous relationship with Memphis, that he is no longer interested ever in dating American women. And I can't say that I blame him. That was a disastrous relationship for sure. It remains to be seen what exactly happens with custody. And this was the picture that he posted. This was in October of 2022 when he got to meet his daughter, but of course hiding her face. And he said this at the time: "Today is the happiest day of my life. I got to see my precious, beautiful, sweet baby girl, my daughter, my heart, my princess. After such a long time away from her, my time with her filled me with such joy. I can't wait to see her again." And I'm not sure if he's seen her since then, because he hasn't really posted much of anything with his daughter on his Instagram. So he's just in Chicago doing his thing. And his sister got married, I believe, not that long ago, because, he posted these pictures, of her wedding. So this is the other news with these two. And this was in September of this year. And I think his sister was really the star of, that season when they were on, when Memphis and Hamza was on. But there you could see that she got married, and I believe she's still in Tunisia. And so these are the other, posts that he's done. And so you can see that he's very much in Chicago still and just doing his thing. So that's the video, guys. I wanted to bring you guys this update about Hamza and Memphis, because Memphis did that video on Instagram. And so, yeah, she is going very hard after Hamza for immigration marriage fraud. We'll see what happens. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. And also, we don't know exactly the details. We don't know exactly what Memphis is alleging. We have an idea, and, abuse and things of that nature is, what I'm guessing is being alleged here, just because of the things that Memphis has said in the past. And this is why she's trying to keep Hamza from seeing his daughter. Look, you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you make of this whole thing? Do you guys think that, based on the information that we've seen, do you think that Hamza did indeed commit marriage fraud? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. My personal opinion is, I think that you have to take responsibility for your actions. And I feel like if you, as an American, go overseas and you have sex with this person, basically the first day you get there, you get pregnant, basically, on your probably second or third time having sex, all of this probably happening within a week. And then you get married within a month, and then you bring this guy over to the US. You don't know that person. You don't know if you're compatible. I mean, Hamza could be a monster. We don't know. Or he could be the nicest guy. Either way, maybe you're just not compatible with that person, and just being there for a couple of weeks isn't enough to tell you if this marriage is going to work out. So I think that Memphis needs to own up to this. She needs to own up to her own mistakes, but it doesn't sound like she is. It sounds like she just wants to dump all of her mistakes onto Hamza and prevent him from seeing his daughter. That's the way that I see it right now. Unless, of course, there is more information that Memphis is going to drop. And if she does, of course, I will bring it to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button down below for more content right here on the channel. And I will see you guys very soon. Take care.